Hey guys! Alright, so here we go with the area of circles and sectors, Chapter 10, Section 7, the last from Chapter 10. And what we want to talk about, which hopefully is a review, is the area of a circle, which is pi times your radius squared. Alright, and then we're going to just jump right into the sector of a circle. So the sector of a circle, think of it as like a slice of pizza. It's a region bounded by an arc of a circle and two radii. So here's our arc from A to B, and our two radii would be AO and BO. You name it using the arc endpoints in the circle center. So think of it as an angle. You would say arc AOB. Sector AOB. All right, sector AOB. Wherever that center of the circle is the letter that's going to be in the middle. So that's the sector of a circle. Okay, so to find the area of a sector, that's where things get a little bit more complicated. So what we're going to do is you're going to take the measure of the arc, whatever that might be. You're going to put it over 360. You put it over 360 because 360 is the entire degrees around the circle, right? So you're basically setting up a proportion. And because you're looking for the area, you're going to multiply that proportion by pi times the radius squared, the area of the circle. So in this case, the arc is 72. So you would do 72 over 360. All right, 72 is my arc measure. And then I would multiply it by pi times my radius squared. Okie doke. So 225, which is my radius squared, times 72, times 15, all over 360. That would give me 45 pi centimeters squared. So area of a sector, it's going to be the measure of the arc over 360 times the area for a circle, pi times your radius squared. The next thing we're going to talk about is the segment of a circle. Okay, it's a part of a circle bounded by an arc and the segment joining its endpoints. So here's our arc, and then it's created by this chord right here, this segment that goes from one part of the circle to another. Notice the segment doesn't have to cross through the middle. So this that I've highlighted in green and labeled in pink would be the segment of a circle. So this is a big key concept. This is stuff that you're going to see on your test, all right? And what you're going to do is you're going to be finding the area of a sector. You're going to be finding the area of a triangle, and you're going to be subtracting the two to find the area of the sector. All right, notice this is not drawn to scale. So here would be my whole slice of pizza. I'm finding that area. And then I'm finding the area of the triangle within that pizza, subtracting the two, and then I'll have this little piece left over, almost like the crust. And that will give you the area of your sector. So this problem is very hard. Please listen. All right, finding the area of a segment of a circle. So I have this circle, circle C, and I know that this arc and even this angle right here is 60 degrees. And I know that my radii is 18 inches. I want to find the area of this segment, this area I've shaded in green right here. So what I'm going to do is the first thing is I'm going to go ahead and find the area of the sector. Okay, to find the area of the sector, I'm going to do 60, the area of the sector, the degrees of the sector, over 360. I'm going to multiply it by pi times my radius, which is 18 squared. When I do that, I'm going to get 54 pi. Okay, so that part's not too crazy. Then what happens, and what you've missed so much out on, is looking at this slice, right? This slice right here. And if you notice, it's 60 degrees. Well, I need to find the area of that triangle, and I know that if this entire angle is 60 degrees, I need to find the height, which would slice that in half, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up as a 30, a 60, and a 90 triangle. All right, so I created this 30. I ran it perpendicular so that it was 90, and then I know that that one's 60. So what I do is I'm going to start by labeling the sides. Well, I know my radii is 18, so I'm going to label this side 18. And I know that across from my 90 degrees is 2n. So I have 18 equals 2n, and then I'm dividing by 2 and dividing by 2, and I would get n equals 9. So this section right here, this segment across from your 30 is 9. Well, across from your 60, which is technically your height, would then be n rad 3, which is 9 rad 3. So now I know my base, this whole thing, is 18, right? If half of it was 9, then the other half would be 9, and the whole thing would be 18. And my height is 9 rad 3. I'm going to multiply the two together and divide by 2. Base times height divided by 2. 18 times 9 divided by 2 would be rad 3, of course, would be 81 rad 3. Now don't forget, you guys, I want to find the difference of the two. So I'm taking the area of my sector, which was 54 pi, and I'm subtracting 81 rad 3. I'm going to go ahead and just approximate, multiply this times 3.14 and this times rad 3. And I'm going to get approximately 29.35 inches squared. So that's finding the area of the sector. It's a hard problem. It's lots of work. You will see it again. All right, guys, but that's your notes for 10.7.